All right, hold on. What I accidentally did is I deleted my standard overlay.
Oh my god.
Hey everyone, it's Failed Shot back in another video, and today we're going to be going in depth into Void Tower Stage 60. Really difficult stage for a lot of players out there. I'm going to be showing my personal run, give you a little bit of strategy guide, as well as some of the characters that are very solid for beating that stage, and a little sneak peek into a collaboration I had with TriggerHappyJon recently. I'll leave the rest for his video in the future, but we did have a lot of technical difficulties, and I'll give you a little sneak peek here at the very end if you stick around. So we're going to jump into my characters and showcase how I did it, what characters I used, and the gear I used those characters with. Alright, so very briefly before we jump into all the characters that I used and some of suggestions, I want to just briefly remind you all of the Void Tower Hard rune marks here. Remember, once we get to 7 rounds, the enemies are going to be stunning us every single turn unless we have high resistance, and also enemy defense is increased by 50% as long as they are not affected by a control effect. So really, we really want CC if we're going to be trying to nuke stages. We cannot use the tank comp on 460. There's just too many things that counter the tank comp on 60. We have double healer, CC who's really hard to manage, as well as a tank killer in Lightwing Zac. So it's almost impossible to run a tank comp. And so we need to nuke it. And if we're nuking, we need some sort of control effect. I'll give you a couple options here in just a second for Void Tower 60 and also my team. All right, here we are in my collection. I want to go over the gear and the characters I was using and some replacements for each slot in the team. So first off, what you're going to want to do is make sure you're getting that first turn. And unfortunately, I do not have Brand, which means that if you have Brand, you can actually run your speed boots on your damage dealers because Brand gives you that extra little bit of damage from the attack up. Because I do not have Brand, I have to run attack boots. Otherwise, I do not have enough damage, which means I'm running Windstreaks to get that first turn. And it means that I'm running the runs typically several times in a row because it takes a while for me to get through the waves. The actual boss fight's not insanely RNG dependent compared to the waves when you're running Windstreaks, at least from my experience. Now, if you have Brand, I'd highly suggest that you run Brand in this slot, run speed boots on your damage dealers. Windstreaks here, she's just in a bunch of speed gear. There's literally no kind of rhyme or reason to the gear sets that we're running. It would be much better if I had her in a much tankier set, but we have her in the arena sets right now. If you do not have Windstreaks or Brand, it's going to be significantly hard for you to get the damage as well as the speed requirement, but you can do it if you run someone like Connor and then you have some really good gear. This stage tends to be a gear check, so keep that in mind. The second part of our comp is going to be a CC effect, as I mentioned. The one I used was Tia. Now, I think Tia is the optimal choice. A lot of people have been pushing back saying that Lunar Melissa is better for the taunt. I disagree 100%. There's no difference in this stage between taunt and freeze. And the reason for this is if you're hitting Lightwing Zac, he's going to proc out of it either way. Even if you have a 1-turn taunt or a 1-turn freeze, it does not matter. Now, one character I'm going to mention a little bit has a potential for a 2-turn taunt, and that can be more useful, but that's also RNG based. So it doesn't really change the amount of times we're going to have to run this battle. And the real reason you're using Tia is because the freeze debuff actually increases damage by 50%. So not only are you removing that 50% increased defense because of the debuff in Void Tower right now, but also you're getting 50% additional damage because of Frozen, which is massively important to make sure we're taking out everyone before Zac can get that second turn. And I'll go over that in just a moment. But the real amazing part about Tia recently, because of her buff, she can actually target Zac and make sure he's frozen every single time, which reduces the RNG factor significantly. And this is her gear set right here. I'm just running in a bunch of broken pieces. She's got some pretty solid stats. I am running her as a damage dealer here. And the main reason for that is because we're bursting, we need that high focus, obviously, to land the freezes. But after that, we just want a bunch of damage to make sure that we're getting that little bit extra fluff damage from Tia so that the rest of our damage dealers can do what they came to do. And she actually does a decent amount of damage with the recent changes. She actually, has a 170% multiplier on that main target, which is Light Zac, which is pretty impressive. Now, someone that can replace Tia, although I think it is a little worse, is Lunar Melissa. She does have that AoE taunt with a 40% chance to taunt for 2 turns, as I was mentioning earlier. And she also has a stun on her second skill. So she can go ahead and taunt everyone, get that CC on them, so they have that, minus essentially the 50% increased damage that they would have had. However, just as Tia Lightwing Zac can proc out of the taunt and the freeze, which makes it a little bit RNG based no matter what you're doing. But she is an excellent character and definitely really good in Void Tower generally. Now, the other two parts of the comp are very account dependent. So me personally, I ended up using Nathalia and Ciara here. And I'm going to go over my Nathalia's gear first. And she is in a curse set. The curse set is really important for Void Tower. That way you can get that extra proc, extra damage. You'll run the battles quite a bit, so you'll want to get those curse procs to give you that just little bit extra damage to make sure you're clearing those stages. She's got some pretty decent stats. 99% crit rate, 261% crit damage, 4k attack. It's not amazing, but it's the best curse set I had without messing up my Ashe comp. And then we had Ciara, as I mentioned, and she's got one of my better sets. She's got almost 300% crit damage, 4700 attack, and max crit rate here. She is very strong, and these two characters are very excellent for this stage. Ciara in particular, because once you get rid of Lightwing Zac and Blackhorn, you're going to have to get rid of CC and Lightning Klaus, and having a really strong single target damage dealer fits in perfectly. But you also need a little bit of extra damage typically to kill off Lightwing Zac and Blackhorn, and Ciara comes in here perfectly because she has that AoE passive that automatically procs, and then she can go ahead and target CC or Lightning Klaus depending on how you want to handle the strategy afterwards. Now, there's a lot of damage dealers you can use. You could use Nathalia plus Zatlux. You could use Evra and Valyria. You could use Evra and Zatlux. You can use all sorts of different types of damage dealers. The real key is that you're going to want an AoE damage dealer, so you could take out Lightwing Zac and Blackhorn on that first round, essentially, before the enemies kind of move. And I'll go over all the characters and kind of the attack strategy in just a moment. But having the correct turn order is very important when you're using a lot of these characters in your squads. For example, if you're using Zatlux and he's going before your AoE damage dealer, he's almost useless. He's not going to do much damage, and he's also not going to do his basically chaining attack and resetting his ultimate. You really want him to go after your characters, so make sure that's happening. So let's jump into 60, just go over all the characters once again, and then the attack strategy and how the RNG plays into why this round or this stage is so frustrating for a lot of people. All right, so here's stage 60. As I mentioned, it's the Blackhorn, CC, Lightwing Zac, Lightning Klaus stage. Lightning Klaus is the boss. Now, Lightning Klaus is pretty weak generally in Void Tower, so not too worried about that. The real trick is CC and Lightwing Zac. Both of these characters are very strong in Void Tower. If CC attaches, generally it's hard to out damage her sustain on that character she attached to. And then Lightwing Zac, if he gets to his second turn, because if you've done Void Tower, you would know that the ultimate abilities start on a 1-turn cooldown. So if Zac gets his bonus turn and gets his ultimate off, he can actually just full heal all the damage if he kills you, and 99% of the time he's going to kill you unless he hits one of your really high HP based characters on your squad. So generally the attack strategy that I found to be the most successful is focusing Lightwing Zac first, and then moving on to killing Blackhorn kind of in the mix with Lightwing Zac. Let's say you're using Nathalia plus Zatlux. You go ahead and ult with Nathalia. You go ahead and ult Blackhorn, which chains into Light Zac, which chains into CC, killing both Lightwing Zac and Blackhorn on that first round. And then CC tends to survive. And then after that, it's kind of filling with hitting CC with any CC you have. A little bit of a play on words there, but any crowd control you have on CC, making sure she tries not to attach to Lightning Klaus. Even if she does, you could still win because Lightning Klaus does not do a crazy amount of damage. He will eventually kill you, but you can oftentimes survive a couple of rounds against Lightning Klaus. So that's generally the attack strategy I found the most useful, and I highly recommend that you run defense down and then a second spell. If you're running Windstrikes, Agile Leap is oftentimes incredibly important to make sure you're getting through those waves. Or Rage Spell is awesome, and Water Prison as well, because remember, Water Prison also is a CC effect, which allows you to remove that 50% increased defense, and perhaps prevents CC from going and attaching to someone a little too soon. So let's go ahead and jump into my run. All right, so here's 60, and this is the dreaded CC Blackhorn stage. This one is tricky to do with the tank comp, because we have double healer here, which makes it really difficult to focus on one character. So I don't know if we could do this with the tank comp, to be honest. It'd be very difficult to do this with the tank comp. I knew it was going to be rough to do with the tank comp. This stage in particular is rough because they have double cleanse, or they have cleanse, double heals, and then Lightwing Zac who can one-shot. It's like the perfect combination to deal with the tank comp. Because you got one person that can pick off each one by one, and then you have double healers, so you can't kill him. And you can't taunt him permanently because there's cleanses and stuff. It's rough. I don't know. We'll have to see what it's like with the tank comp on 100. Actually, Tia would be better than Lunar Melissa here, to be honest. Tia would be way better because we can guarantee the stun on Lightwing Zac here. Why am I not using Tia? Tia is so good now. She basically got the Bulbarith treatment in regards to her multipliers. Tia, Brand, Nathalia, William. Not surprised. Look at that. Such a beauty. Alright. This should wipe out Lightwing Zac. If we get a Curse Proc. Nice. Very nice. It's huge. No deflection? Oh, it's massive. It's over. Easy. First time Tia. Easy. Oh, Niklas is gonna kill our whole team, watch. Hey, Red Owl. We're hanging out. We're doing well. There's 60. There it is. No tank comp, but quite easy to be honest. Once we got our damage dealers in there. Because Zac is probably gonna go ahead. Okay.
Oh God. No.
This is totally scum. This is totally scum. This is what happens when
Well, I mean, we said one try. What we really meant was the third time's the charm. The third time is the charm.
Yeah. See, what happened here is that I misclicked, and we got speed down on our brand, and I'm trolling. So boom, look at that. Look, Blackhorn's dead. Blackhorn's dead. Now he double procced there. So that's a problem.
That was unfortunate.
Okay, actually, we might be able to kill here. Oh, we got 2 bonus turns.
Oh,
it's a little unlucky. Who did he target?
dang it.
Did he target Brand?
Brand, I hope. Nope, Tia. Dang it.
Yeah, there's no way. We're not gonna do 16k here. Yeah, we did like maybe 6,000.
2 hours later.
Oh, just
Oh my gosh.
847. No way. Come on. Oh my goodness. So close. So close.
Oh, it was right. It was literally right there, guys.
Just
Literally.
barely. Ooh, let's just see how many turns he can get. It's a fun game I like to play.
that's a new game. That's a new game.
Yeah, how many turns
can Zachary proc?
Oh, that's great. All right, so hopefully that helped. I did leave in some of the clips from some of the production issues we had on stream at the end here. If you do want to check them out and you want to know what we struggled through, TriggerHappyJon and I, stick around and check those out. Be sure to check out TriggerHappyJon in this video in the future and how we actually ended up beating stage 60. And that'll be it for this one, and I'll see you for the next one. Oh, wow, that's getting fun. I'll just leave it there for a couple seconds. We're good. We're good.
Oh, Inception after
All right,
Inception.
all right,
Oh,
hold on.
great.
Before I mess around with that, let me just. This is way harder when you're on stream.
All right, hold on. What I accidentally did is I deleted my standard overlay.
Oh my god.
So I accidentally clicked the wrong one.
When doing a collab with the King of the North goes wrong.
I deleted the wrong overlay, and my standard stream overlay just got.
Because what you're doing is you're sizing it. If you hit Control Alt, it stops sizing it, but you have to hold Control Alt at the same time.
Look, it's perfect.
And you're holding Control Alt while you do that.
Yeah, I'm holding it. I feel like this is not a complicated procedure, but somehow it's wrong. Okay, wait, hold on, my camera. We're just gonna. Okay, that doesn't work. All right, we're not even gonna bother with that. We're not even gonna bother with that. Oh, this is perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. Wait, are you using Control? You're using that in your OBS, right? Oh my god, you have not been doing that in OBS, have you?
Wait. I don't think oh no.
Oh my god, you haven't been doing that in Streamlabs. You gotta do it in Streamlabs, and it resizes it.
Oh my,
yes.
that's what I've been missing this whole time.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Okay, we're back.
Okay. Oh god, we still have the tiny screen in there.
Yeah, why
Can
do we have
you move that tiny screen? Can you move it at all?
Yeah.
We'll let you like rearrange that on there. Okay, just throw it up in the top one of the corners, and then you're gonna do that Control Alt trick and crop it the F out.
Okay, well, hold
Maybe.
on. Okay, we're gonna do one of these bad boys. Okay. Oh.
It's good. Is it because you sized it so small? There you go. Yeah. Oh, make it bigger. Make it bigger. There you go. Look. Now throw me up higher. There you go. Now.
Oh my goodness, we're doing it.
Hit Control Alt.
Oh,
There.
my.
Hey,
Oh, I'm dragging everything around.
Doing it.
Hold on. Oh, that's spacebar. We've done it. Oh my goodness.
Oh my lord.
You know what's funny is I'm doing this all on top of someone else's account because it's not even my account in the background. This is someone I was supposed to help.